Debuting the newest trailer for Star Wars, the studio also put the pre-order ticket sales online as well. The results were not so glorious. According to CNN, AMC Theatres, Fandango, MovieTickets.com, and other major movie ticket sales sites all either crashed or were slowed down due to a virtual crawl throughout the night due to overwhelming traffic. It's also expected that ratings for last night's NFL Monday Night Football were the highest of the year so far. Schnepp, with the website crashes and ratings on TV, have your box office expectations shifted at all for Star Wars: The Force Awakens?
No, I mean, I think we've been talking about. I feel it's going to make $200-300 million. Like, you know, it's going to blow away all the expectations.
You're talking about opening weekend
for the Christmas holiday. Everyone's like, nothing ever breaks 90 million. I think this is going to definitely break 100 million. I think it's going to break 200 million. Maybe not 3, but I think it's going to be massive and giant. I was kind of lucky that I just showed up here and Dennis and Wendy were getting the tickets online. I didn't realize what insane cluster.
Thank you,
effort.
Wendy, who got my tickets.
Thank you, Dennis, who got my tickets.
Dennis and Wendy both who got my tickets.
I was just like,
I am currently ticketless.
Well, hey, Hal, let's talk afterwards. We might be able to work something
We'll
out.
get you hooked up. We know some
We got a
people.
couple of
I can
people.
trade you some of that cocaine I have in the trunk of my car.
You and me and Scarface are going to have a little talk. So, yeah, I didn't know it was going to crash every single known server and internet.
BB-8 broke the
broke the
BB-8
internet.
is the new Kim Kardashian's ass.
Don't BB-8 me. Yeah, you just, that means explosion and death. I don't know what it means. Or shut down and sleep for 4 hours. No availability.
A buddy of ours from Disney actually tweeted me this picture. It's a picture of, like, he had 5 browser windows open, like Fandango, movie tickets, AMC, Regal, all these places trying to buy tickets, and all of them said service not available. All of them were crashed all at once. It was crazy.
Expectations for the box office, over the roof, out the door.
Coming into this year, it was like, you guys probably remember this. It was going to be, is Age of Ultron going to beat Star Wars or vice versa?
Yeah.
Now, I think it's like, is Star Wars going to beat Titanic and Avatar? Is Star Wars going to be the highest grossing film of all time?
It's tight. Like I've said for a long time, look, there's a reason why the record for opening weekend in December isn't anywhere near $100 million. It's like $78 million. I think it was one of the Hobbit films. 78 million, and that's December. So I thought, well, this Star Wars will easily break the current existing December record. I mean, there's a lot going on in December, Christmas, families, vacations, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I always said it will not catch an opening weekend. It might beat overall, depending how good it is, but I thought it will not catch Jurassic World. That $210 million opening, or I think they might have adjusted it to 202. Regardless, it's a lot of money. However, that being said, I may have to eat those words and readjust what I'm thinking, because just before I came, not only are sites crashing of buying tickets, not only is Monday Night Football reporting a record number for the year so far in views, because all these sweaty nerds who don't even know what a football is, watching a football game for the first time.
Let me just chime in here for a second.
You looked so uncomfortable with football on yesterday.
Uncomfortable doesn't even begin to cover it. Irritated, angry. Luckily I had the internet. I wasn't worried about getting tickets because totally had my friends got my back on that. So I was just like checking out nerd sites and whatnot, and then just watching some dudes run around and hit each other really hard and kind of throw a ball around.
Damn
and
you,
I was
Eli
waiting. I was
Manning.
like, oh, that's right. It says 4 minutes. How many more timeouts can they possibly have?
That
to
was an
extend
eternity before halftime.
Yeah, it was literally like
forever.
But I mean, I've watched football before. Basketball is more of my game, so that I'll watch. But I don't hate football. I just I don't like watching it. I'm the guy who will watch the recap. Like, oh, how many people got hit and those people won? All right, cool.
But let me ask you this: do you like beer and wings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, minus the wings. I just like beer.
Okay.
Lots of beer. Well, you might want to come watch football sometime and just turn away from the screen. But that being said, so breaking the internet, record numbers, and then literally I didn't have a chance to tell you guys this yet. Literally 1 minute before I walked in here on stage, I read a report on Variety that just dropped. And this is what the report in Variety says, okay? Check the validity of this, but this is what Variety is saying right now. That Fandango is reporting that the record holder for most ticket sales in its first day of pre-order tickets being available was the last Hunger Games movie. Not a big surprise. Variety is reporting that last night Star Wars sold, they didn't give a number, but they said this: Star Wars sold 8 times more than the Hunger Games sold on its first day. Let me repeat that. Let this sink in. Variety is reporting that the previous record holder for most pre-sales tickets in one day on Fandango was the latest Hunger Games movie. Makes total sense, doesn't surprise any of us. Star Wars just beat that record by 8 times. 8 times. Not double, not triple, 8 times. Now, they didn't actually give the number of, and I'm sure we'll get those numbers pretty soon. I'm sure they're still figuring it out. But what Fandango released to Variety was 8 times the previous record.
Yikes. Wow.
It's these numbers that make me go, maybe a 200 plus, opening weekend in December is possible, and thy name is Star Wars.
And also, everyone's going to be like wanting to go see a movie December 18th. It's like, it's time for my vacation. I mean, families. It's like, it's just like that's insane.
I don't remember a movie with this kind of buildup.
No,
because it coincides with D23, the Star Wars celebration, all these events, and then the toy release. There've been movies with a lot of buildup.
You know what?
The Avengers, even the the Phantom Menace.
I was going to say the Phantom Menace had that buildup because it was like, oh my God, we didn't think there were going to be any more Star Wars. And then it was like that disappointment issue that happened. With this newer one, which is almost the same amount of time, like 12, 13 years later.
Yeah.
So no, 17 years later, actually, from 1999. Almost the same exact amount of time as the Star Wars from Return of the Jedi. Anyway, what I'm saying is this has that insane factor of like, it's not all this prequel weird stuff. It's actually, that's Han Solo. We didn't see Luke yet, but Luke's in it. So for people like us who grew up with Star Wars, it means even more. So it's generating and pushing this insane edge. And then when you see a trailer like that, which is just an insanely well put together
They're making all the right moves.
Yeah,
I mean, John kind of nailed it before when I was talking about, like, they just don't, their job is to just not lose us, just not turn us off. And they are stoking those flames.
Totally.
So I am now adjusting my previous prediction for Star Wars. The Force Awakens opening weekend was $165 million. I'm adjusting it. I'm going to go against everything I said before now. Seeing the response that this thing has got, I am now going to go. I never thought I would ever say this number. Star Wars is going to make $250 million opening weekend.
So what you're saying is I was right when you made fun of me like a couple months ago?
Enjoy this moment, all right? Bask in this moment, because it won't happen often.
It usually doesn't happen.
Snap,
I have to bask in this.
You were absolutely 100% right. I think this is going to hit 200. I still don't think physically, like even physically, it's possible to hit 300 million, just the number of seats in movie theaters. But I think you're right that between 200 and 300 million, I cannot help, especially this report from Variety. 8 times the previous record. It's insane.